Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about C9800 software upgrade. This is quite different from AirOS world because in AirOS world, in case you come across any bug on access point model or you're introducing new access point model in your setup, like let's say you're uplifting your from Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6 in AirOS world, you end up upgrading the controller and that results the downtime. So you need to have a proper schedule plan beforehand, for a AirOS controller upgrade. Whereas in C9800 controller, it is got changed. Now you are reaching nearly zero downtime, even though you have new AP model added in your setup, or you let's say want to upgrade. Let's say you come across any bug on your existing production access point model. Uh, Instead of controller upgrade, you can get AP service pack from Cisco and just install that AP service pack instead of upgrading the entire controller. If in case you got a software bug on the controller software itself, then you will end up having SMU or software maintenance update package from Cisco repository, which you can install on your controller. So these three different things which we need to really get more clarity on. Very first thing is WLC SMU. So what is it? APSP, the second thing, and third is APDP. So basically the first thing is controller SMU. That is nothing but if there is any bug on the controller software itself, then you will actually get the SMU from Cisco. The second is if there is any bug on the access point model on your controller, instead of getting SMU, you will have AP service pack to fix the bug. The third is about if there is any new AP model introduced in your setup, you may get the device AP device pack as a package from Cisco to download from the repository and install on your controller. So these three things what we are going to execute in this particular video. The very first thing is SMU. Now in SMU there are two different types, hot patch and cold patch. Hot patch is basically you don't need to reload the controller. So let's say if you got a standalone box in a hot patch scenario, anyway it is not going to impact on our AP or client session. Whereas in the cold patch, you will actually end up reloading the controller, so that will have a problem or that will have a session impacted, right? In a redundant box, hot patch, there is no impact because there is no reload. But in a cold patch, uh, if you follow ISSU path or it is in service software update path, you can avoid a downtime and you can, I mean, there is no impact on a client and AP session if you go ahead and have ISSU upgrade. So there are some prerequisite in ISSU upgrade, and that I'll be covering probably into the second video because that is a different procedure altogether. When you execute ISSU, there are some prerequisites like you should not have domain command into the controller. You should have major to major upgrade, major release to major. I will talk about that in the second video, but yes, ISSU would be the option to avoid a downtime in case of a code patch. AP service pack, as I said, it is the subset of APs that are affected by update, right? An AP device pack, again, it's a new AP model which you're introducing. So basically three steps, right? Add, activate, and commit. And then you are ready to join the controller in the demo. But just before all these three steps, I want to go ahead and show you live demo for a traditional upgrade. We are not going to upgrade SMU, or we are not going to install SMU. We are not going to have APSP or DP right away. What we will do is first we'll bring controller to the latest and greatest software version. If you can see here, my controller current version is 17.3.5a. So what is 17.3 and 5 number signifies, or what is a, what does it signify? So let me cover that point, and then probably we'll straight away upgrade the controller from 17.35 to 17.9.x, right? So let me jump on my whiteboard. So let's understand the software version or the numbering on the iOS XE. So let me show you. Let's take example of my current version, which is 17.3.5a. Yeah. So the very first number, which is 17, is major release. I'll talk about that. The very second number is minor release. Third number is rebuild. And the last character is spatial build. Okay, so that's what the numbering signifies. Now, how do we know which one is ED or which one is MD release? You will see if you go on Cisco website and if you see the software repository here, on the left you see all the softwares are listed and which are either ED or MD. So ED as an early deployment and MD as a maintenance deployment. So early deployment is a beta release, or it's something which is not it may have some bugs, but again it is something customer can adapt for a testing, or they can adapt and go ahead in case they want some feature to be enabled. MD release is ready for a production and it's a stable release, so you can go ahead and uh, get the MD release in a production, install on a controller and start using it. So you have one more point which I want to talk about here is how do you know this particular version is MD and ED other than referring the software.cisco.com website. The what I use as, if you see the numbering, like for example 17.3.x, then 17.4.x, 17.5.x, 17.6.x, 17.7.x, 17.8.x, and 17.9.x. Let's take example here. So if you see the second digit here, if you see the second digit in this, which is a minor build, this number, and this number, it is multiple of 3, right? So if you consider this releases which are multiple of 3, those are generally MD releases. I'll show you that on Cisco website as well, which are like these are shown as short-lived releases, whereas 3, 6, and 9 are shown as long-lived releases. So that is something I want to even share because this is what I have identified with the reference of Cisco document. I normally refer before proceeding for actual upgrade is like to verify what's the recommended version of Cisco for C9800 as of today. So this document is updated as of 5th October, which is the latest update. And if you see, according to Cisco, it is Cisco recommends 17.9.4 plus AP service pack for all the deployments. So if you are running any other version, like if you're running 17.6.4 or any other version before that, you should go ahead and upgrade controller to 17.9.4 with AP service pack. If I go on a software.cisco.com and if I see here 17.9.4, which is a recommended version, let me show you that controller iOS XE software. You can see here it is shown as MD release. So that's a stable release, and this is what it is recommended. But do I have a service pack for 17.9.4? If I go here and if I see, yes, there is a service pack released. Yeah. So basically, we can go ahead and download this also for our reference. I mean, to just demo how to install AP service pack. I'm not downloading the second AP service pack because I don't have 9105 AP with me. So I will only go ahead with APCOS. Yeah. And then I think I have not downloaded this software itself. So let me download that as well. So as I was saying, the version MD and ED differences, right? If you see here, the multiple of three which I was talking about is long-lived releases. So if you see here, 17.9.x is long-lived train with several MRs planned. If you see 17.6, 17.6 is long-lived train, 17.3 long-lived train. But if you see 17.4 is short-lived, 17.5 is short-lived, 17.7 is short-lived. So yes, it proves our the explanation that yes, the multiple of three is actually the long-lived releases or MD releases. Now, since I have downloaded 17.9.4, I will I will install in. So I'll select that file now. I'm actually on administration and software management page. Uh, Now, why I'm going ahead with the GUI, because if you see release note, it talks about installation should, like, Cisco recommends to use GUI. That's why I'm going ahead. But otherwise, in the CLI as well, you can do it, like, you can install add file, the file name, and activate commit command. But I'll prefer to go with the GUI now. Install my desktop, boot flash, select file. I'm not going to select ISSU upgrade HA, because I want to show you uh, the separate session for ISSU. That's why I will only go ahead with the traditional way of upgrading. So I'll download and install. It'll ask me, like, it'll prompt for yes, I'm going to upgrade the software. I want to proceed. Now you can see on the right side, you will see the logs. So it is currently downloading the firmware. I should not refresh this page, or I should not stop this page or close this page, otherwise the installation will get stopped. So I will wait until it gets downloaded. Once it gets downloaded, it will start installing it. Once it gets installed, it will ask for a reload. So let's wait for some time uh, till it gets downloaded, and then we'll start the next step. So I'll pause the video here. Once it gets downloaded, I'll come back. So as you can see, it got downloaded. Now it is going to the next step, which is installing the image. So if you can see in this logs on the right side, it is installing the package. So once it gets installed, we'll verify if it is there in the boot flash, it's installed, and then we'll go ahead and reload the controller, which will come with 17.9.4. As of now, you can see here on the left on top, it is 17.3.5a, and we are upgrading controller to 17.9.4. Alright, so current version is still showing 17.3.5. So once we reload, it should come as 17.9.4. But before that, I want to see it is the installation mode. It is installed, so I can go ahead and reload now. So save configuration and reload. Now it is going to reboot the controller, Yes, it's got reloaded, so it'll take time to come back. So I'll pause the video here, and once it comes back, we'll again start from there. Alright, now let's verify controller is back after installing 1794. As you can see, the controller got upgraded to 1794, and boot flash is also set with packages.conf. Is it in the install mode? I can check that as well. Include installation. Yes, it is in install mode. So everything looks fine. Now the next step is we need to install or add SMU. So instead of software upgrade now, I'm going to select SMU, and then I'm going to add SMU package now, which I have downloaded from software repository. So let me do that. Add, select file. I don't have SMU, so I really don't follow on 1794. So I'll skip that portion and I'll go ahead and I'll just install the AP service pack which I have downloaded. So let me go and AP service pack, add file, and then it'll get the EP service pack installed. So let's wait for some time. I think it should be quicker because the file size is really not that big. So let's see if it shows us about 1794 with APSP. Show you because we can't even play around APDP, but only 1734 has got APDP so far. Nothing after that. So APDP and SMU is something we can't play around, but yes, it will be. Let me show you that after. Let me complete this APSP and then probably we'll talk about that. What it shows in the. Okay, it is installing the APSP here. So let's wait for some time. Yes, finished. Initial file syncing. Performing SMU add on all members. So as you can see, APSP is added into the list here. What it shows here, completed install add. Perfect. So let me activate this now. Yes. Shows as pre-download is in progress. Shows successful. So let me go to GUI and see if it is showing complete. Yes, it is showing completed. It is going to activate now. Now since it is activated, I will go ahead and commit now. Yes. So it's getting committed. So as you can see, install add, install, activate, and install commit. These three steps what we need to execute to install the APSP. So commit is successful. Looks like we are good to go ahead, and it is showing upgrade in progress. Let's wait for some time for this. Pre-downloading is done. Yeah, here it is showing the commit is completed. So we should be good to go ahead. Let me show you. We are good to go ahead, and now if I see, okay, if I go to CLI, and now if I want to see software version, I should able to see 1794, and if you see here, you can get the detail about APSP. So we are good to conclude that APSP is completed. There is no APDP as such, so But it is the same process. Like you go back to software download. If there is any APDP and you want to install on your controller, you can go and, for example, check here if there is APDP device pack. We don't have that. So basically, it is the same procedure. Download from there, add it, and then activate it and commit it. So that's the whole process of activating that. But otherwise, there's nothing really challenging from APDP perspective. So I'll conclude here that we have seen how to upgrade controller from one major release to the another major release. We have also covered APSP, and because there is no APDP package, but it is the similar procedure, you can consider as APSP. SMU also we don't have it for 1794. So it's again, if you go back in software management, there's the same procedure. In case you get SMU package, you just need to install based on cold patch or hot patch. It'll require reload, right? But otherwise it's the same. Add, select the file, activate it, and commit it. So that is it. I'll conclude here this video. I hope it was helpful for you.